So today marks the 20th anniversary of my mom's passing. She passed away in 1998. Please ignore the mess I have. I have my laundry away. I don't really care right now. She passed away from cancer. She had it for probably, I know she got it in 94, it went away, and I think it came back in 97, 98, either one of those. And she lost it. She lost a fight against it on December 15th, 1998. Normally, I don't really talk about it. I try to just move past it, but I realized that that is probably the reason why. There's a lot of unresolved issues in regards to what happened when I was 5. There's a lot of, I don't even know how to describe myself, but there's just a lot of unresolved issues in regards to my mom because I've never faced it. I never, usually when this time of year comes, I don't really think about it. But I want to think about it this year because there's been certain things that have happened in the last couple of weeks that have reminded me a lot of my mom. One of the reasons why I like doing this, one of the reasons why I try to talk about, my personal issues and things that have happened to me is because I never got the chance to know my mom. I miss out on that relationship that a lot of people have, and I feel like I don't really know much about her. I feel like when people talk about her, they give me brief examples of how she was, but they don't really tell me exactly how she was. I have certain things, like I have a diary from back from when she was a kid that I've kept for years. I have a lot of of her, items that she had growing up, but that's about it. What I do know for my mom is she was a force to be reckoned with. She was someone that you could not keep down. She was someone who did fight a lot for the things that she had. She was someone that I know had a lot of problems that she fought through. And when she got sick, she fought through it, or tried to, until the day she died. But still, there's just brief things I know about her. But what I've come to realize is that a big portion of how she was is how I am. I don't think a lot of people realize how much I really do remember my mom from when I was a kid. A lot of the things I remember is her being unhappy. A lot of things I remember in regards to people who were supposed to have her back, I remember they didn't have her back. I remember so many arguments, so many fights. I remember a lot of just bad things happening to her. I remember when friends that she thought she had spit in her face. I remember family that kind of just disregarded her. I remember relationships where they disrespected her. And what I do remember a lot is my mom crying a lot when this kind of stuff happened. I realize now that it kind of killed her each time this stuff would happen. It really ate her up inside. Because what I realize now is that my mom wanted to feel like she mattered, wanted to feel like she was loved. What I realize now is I think that there was an emptiness inside her that she didn't fill. I think part of the thing is that a lot of people tell me is that she was very protective of her kids. And I realized that she was like that because of how she felt like she didn't belong. She didn't belong with friends that she had. She didn't belong with her family. She felt just, I don't know. I don't know exactly how she felt, but what I do remember is her being sad and unhappy a lot. And what I've come to realize is she was a force to be reckoned with, but she allowed so many people to kill the fight in her. She allowed so many people's opinions to become her main thought, to become her main focus of worry. She allowed certain relationships to be certain relationships that were worth nothing to consume her. And the reason why I realize this, the reason why I know this, is because when I say that I am partly her, because I have those traits. And that's what I realized the last couple of weeks. Certain things that have happened, I realized that those are exactly the same things that happened to my mom. Because I am a force to be reckoned with. You cannot hold me down. I am so stubborn to the point that if I want something, I will get it, regardless of how much work or how much effort I have to put in or whatever I have to do. I will go after it and I will get it. That's the kind of person I am. But I am also have carried on these traits from her, where I have allowed the opinions of people to control my life, where I have allowed people who have abandoned me, who have forgotten me, who have disregarded me, who have disrespected me, to consume me and affect the way I view of myself. I have allowed so many people to spit in my face and still try to carry on a relationship with them, still try to carry on a friendship with them, still try to smooth things over with them. So on this year, this anniversary, I'm glad that this is one of the years that I've really thought about my mom, where I really have been able to sit down and realize just how much I am like her, because I've been able to realize the negative traits that she had that I have gotten. And I realized that I don't want these traits. I celebrate her life. I do still think about her. I do still miss her. But one thing I'm going to take from her life is I'm not going to follow in the same footsteps. People spit in her face until probably the day she died. I remember friends doing that. I remember family doing that while she was sick, while she was dying. And I do remember this happening. And I do remember her being so affected by it, crying, it just destroying her. And one thing I'm not going to do is, when this stuff happens, I am not going to care anymore. I don't care who it is. I don't care how long I've known them. I don't care if I share blood with them. If they spit in my face, they can leave. If anyone has an issue with me, anything I do, they can back the fuck right up out of my life and never return. Because I am not going to go to my grave caring about people who spit in my face. That is the one thing I am not going to carry on. Ever. If I have to be alone, if I have to, just do everything by myself until the day I die, then I will. But I'm not going to allow people to spit in my face and still try to carry on a relationship with them. It may hurt to have to have certain people leave my life, but I am so stubborn that I will force myself to stop caring about them. I will force myself to forget them. So today, like I said, I celebrate the life of my mom. I miss her. I wish I would have had a chance to know her as a full person and not just someone who went through a bunch of BS growing up and had kids, got married, opposite order, and got sick and died, because that's kind of how I know her, except for a lot of these negative things I know happened to her. But I do miss her.